Hey everybody, welcome to day 140 of the Daily Stoic. That's right, I said 140. Can you believe it? We've been at this for 140 days already. Amazing. It's amazing. It'd be great to hear. Leave some comments below this video just to kind of let me know what you guys have learned so far. I mean, I've learned a ton, and I'm sure you guys have learned a lot too. So give me just, one or two, three bullet points of what you've learned throughout the last 140 episodes of this, all right? All right, let's get started for today. Here's a quote for today. What's the point of having countless books in libraries whose titles could hardly be read through in a lifetime? The learner is not taught, but burdened by the sheer volume. And it's better to plant the seeds of a few authors than to be scattered about by many. Seneca. So, as I was reading this quote, I was thinking to myself, I went ahead and started a 52-week book challenge, where I'm trying to read a book a week for the next 52 weeks, so basically for the next year. And I thought, hey, it's a great idea. Let's do that. And so at the first of 2017, I started doing that. And I've been able to do it so far. I've been able to hit one book a week since the start of the year. And then I read this quote. I started thinking to myself, I was like, why? Why am I doing that? And, initially when I thought about it, I thought, hey, this would be a great challenge. I like to read, and it would be a great challenge to see if I could do it, to see if I could read one book a week for a year. And I thought, plus, dude, knock out 52 books. How awesome is that? And then I read this quote. Then I started thinking about it. And I started pondering it. And I thought to myself, am I just reading the book just to read the book so that I can say, hey, at the end of 2017, I read 52 books, everybody. Woohoo! And I do have to admit that I'm the type of reader who reads slow. But when I read things, I usually have a really good retention of it. So it's not like I am like a speed reader and forget everything I read. So I really learn a lot, and I take a lot of notes as I go through each book. And I post those notes too out on my website so I can share the notes that I got, that I took while I was reading those books, the thoughts that I had, those types of things. I share a blog post each week out on my website about those books, so that not only am I learning, but it's also so that you can learn too with me as I do it. So, I mean, it's there's many reasons why I'm doing it, but then I started thinking to myself again when I read this quote, what's the reason? What do I hope to gain? Am I really retaining all that knowledge? And I started kind of questioning my whole purpose behind that. I'm like, well, hey, this makes a lot of sense. And as Ryan Holiday wrote on this quote himself, as he was talking about it, he's like, even if we read a book a day for the rest of our lives, we would only probably fill a small town library with all the books that we could read if we read one every day for our whole life. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, he makes a good point. Seneca makes a good point here with this quote, where maybe it's not about the volume that you're reading, but it's in the quality of what you're reading. And not exactly in the quality of the writer that you're reading about, but in the quality of what you take from the books, and not only read that knowledge, but then apply it. That's more important. And so I really got to thinking about that and about the current challenge that I'm in. And I think for the time being, I'm still going to continue to push forward with the challenge I set for myself, just because I did set a challenge for myself and I would like to accomplish it. But I think next time I will think long and hard about doing another 52-week challenge like that, at least of books, because I really do think that there's a lot more value in, instead of going like an inch deep and a mile wide, I think there's a lot of value, and especially books, of finding books that you like, things that you want to learn about, and instead of going, an inch deep and a mile wide, going like a mile deep and only an inch wide. I know you guys have all heard that saying before, so that's nothing new to you guys. But I think there is a lot of credit in that statement, especially when it comes to books. And I was, I guess, in the back of my mind pondering that for quite a while, and then I read this quote and it just kind of came home to me. It kind of brought it all home to me, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm going about this the wrong way. So anyway, that's what I learned from this quote. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this quote. So please take a few minutes, read this quote, ponder it, think about it. Leave me some thoughts and comments below this video, and let you and I have a conversation about it, all right? I hope also that you guys will have a great rest of your day. And let's always, always, my friends, strive harder to live more like a Stoic.